This Sunday here at Camden Yards, the annual Brooks Robinson High School All-Star Game will be played. Eddie Murray and Mark Teixeira were the honorary members of the luncheon yesterday. They got to talk to all of the high school All-Stars, shake their hands and pose for pictures. And of course, both Eddie and Teixeira in their day were high school All-Stars. Teixeira, in fact, played in the Brooks Robinson All-Star Game here at Oriole Park. I spoke with the pair. They were both drafted out of high school. Eddie signed with the Orioles out of high school, but Teixeira elected to go to Georgia Tech. And I asked Teixeira why he elected to put off signing with the pro team.
Just for me, I wasn't ready for pro baseball. You know, I still wanted to be a kid. I wanted to get that education. You know, I'll be the first one to tell you, when I was 18 years old, I was just praying for one day in the big leagues. One day in the big leagues would have been amazing for me. So I said, you know what, baseball can wait. Pro baseball can wait. I'm going to go have fun in college for a few years, develop my talents, and hopefully give it another shot in 3 years.
It took you 4 years, really 3.5, because you signed and you played at Bluefield your first year. That was the route that you took, and obviously it paid off. You were ready mentally and maturity-wise to sign as a high schooler?
Well, I don't know about mature, but I tell you, it was my first decision. I tell you, I couldn't believe my mom finally put it on me. It's on you, son, whatever you want to do. So the first time I said no, that, you know, I didn't think the offer was, you know, good enough to go. And I had a couple of scholarships, and sometimes I kick myself when I think about how many guys from my neighborhood went to Arizona State to play. And if I'd have known that, I would have left and probably just definitely went and played with the Sun Devils there. But, you know, it was my first decision. They came back and offered me a little more, and I finally decided to take it. First pitch I ever saw, hit a home run, so it's been a decent little road since then.
Now, Brooks Robinson, of course, is very much tied to this game. You were his teammate for the final year. He retired during your rookie season. As you look back on that, you were the two legends kind of crossing in the hallway. What was that year like for you? Because here you're the new guy, and the guy who was the franchise, there's no doubt about it, he was winding down his career.
Oh, I tell you, every time he was the one I would expect to get more crap from. But Brooksy was the one that just laughed and talked to you. It never was rookie this or rookie that. And I tell you, I enjoyed playing with him that last year. I mean, you get to hear him talk, and I tell you, there's nobody like him. He is just as straight as it comes. He's a funny man, and I can still remember his last home run he hit, and you know, you just feel good every time you hear this guy. You see him, you want to be around him.
And you got to know him later in your life, obviously, but he's the kind of guy that as soon as you meet him once, he's your friend.
Oh, he's an icon here in Baltimore. You know, what he's done for this franchise, what he's done for the community, and now still what he's doing for these high school kids, you really can't even measure it. And what I remember about Brooks Robinson, I was a little too young to watch him play every day, but the highlights of his defense. And, you know, as a player that takes pride in his defense as well, you look at it, I'm not sure how many, it's 16 or 18 Gold Gloves. That's unbelievable. I mean, this is one of the greatest defensive players of all time.
All right, I think it'd be fun because you both ended up at the same path in the big leagues, and you're both stars. You're in the Hall of Fame. Who's the best switch hitter of all time? Is it Mark Teixeira, Eddie Murray, or Mickey Mantle?
It's not Mark Teixeira. I'll let the pundits, I'll let all the media guys debate on whether it's Eddie or Mickey Mantle. But right now I just look at the guys that I play with. The Lance Berkmans, the Chipper Jones, hopefully Matt Wieters. I root for him every game except for 18 a year when he plays against the Yankees. But I hope to be part of the player that Eddie Murray was in his career.
Well, we got Mickey's out of the question, so I just got to see where he ends up at. And you keep hearing about his work ethic, and I tell you, that's the one thing you're just going to have to see where he ends up at. Like you said, some people have mentioned. It started, I think, 2-3 years ago, where they were mentioning that his numbers are definitely better than mine. At this particular point in his career, so he's somebody to look at.
Well, I think you both should be commended for how you remind the kids that the game is fun first, and you really can't play this game well if you don't take that approach.
It's a game where I just really think if you come to the ballpark every day with the thought of learning something, it's easy to play. It's easy to play. I think you'll have a lot more success out there on the field if that one little thought is there, just to improve every day.